Hey guys, Unfair here. Welcome back to another episode of Cutting Room Floor. Well, that's not creepy at all.
Your tenacity, Adam Jensen, is really quite irritating. We'd like you to stop now.
I'm afraid I can't, Zhao. You see, I figured it out. I know what you and your conspiracy buddies are planning.
Do you? How clever.
A new biochip. A software upgrade that limits what augmentations can do. You're creating a kill switch. You kidnapped Megan Reed's team to do it, and you're seizing control of the market to ensure it gets distributed. All because you're afraid of people like me. Augmented people, with the power to resist you.
No one's afraid of you, Mr. Jensen. All your blundering around and childish interference hasn't stopped a thing. Tell me, have you been to a limb clinic lately?
Nope. Booyah!
Let me guess. That was supposed to shut me down, right? Leave me broken and begging?
The Augs are recalled! You should be offline!
Women never fail to underestimate men.
He wasn't being sexist there. That's in response to what you said earlier. Men never fail to underestimate women.
You should have stayed dead, Jensen.
Nice outfit, jackass. And I'm gonna take this guy down the quick way. Show you a bug that you usually can't use on any of the bosses. You have to try and take him down right when he's jumping over a wall.
Finish it.
Not until you tell me where Megan is.
You've lost her, Jensen. Men like us, we never get back the things we love.
Now personally, playing through this game, I've never replaced my chip. Having played the original Deus Ex, I saw that coming from a mile away. However, if you do actually replace it, it makes the boss fight much harder. Your augmentations and your minimap are all disabled. It's very much like being hit by an EMP grenade. So I looted all the boxes and stuff, and got a few new batteries for our laser rifle, and I got a fancy new plasma rifle as well. So we'll give that a shot pretty soon, see if it's any good. I just wanted to stick a note in here because while I was editing I noticed something weird about this boss fight. When I hit the boss, I didn't even have any battery power left. So although a lot of people assume it's a bug that you can hit him, perhaps being able to punch him out while he goes over the wall actually is intentional.
Jaren, is that you?
Not exactly.
Adam? Oh my god, Adam! It's you! You're hurt. What happened?
What happened to you? I risked my life for you, Megan. I came halfway around the world, and for what?
It's not what you think.
Are you part of this?
No! No, Adam, I swear it! The kidnapping was real. The attack on CRF Industries, they came after me. They wanted my research.
And when did you decide they could have it?
It didn't happen like that. I wanted to tell you, but I couldn't. I couldn't! And then David said we had to use it. We owed it to mankind.
David? What are you talking about?
My great discovery. The genetic framework I found that makes it easier for living tissue to bond with implants. I found it. In you, Adam. I used your DNA. I wanted to tell you, I swear. But David convinced me what it could mean for mankind. How much better off we could all be. It took Hugh to make me see how wrong I was.
Hugh? Hugh Darrow.
He owns this facility. After Namir brought us here...
Pritchard! Patch me into CRF, now!
Adam, please! He was only pretending to work with Tai Young and the others. He found out what they were planning to do and told them he would help. But only to make sure they never succeeded. Their control signal won't work.
Thank you, David. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. CRF here has asked me to show the world how human enhancement technology can change it. After careful deliberation, I've decided I must do exactly that. Forgive me.
Oh God. He's modified the control signal. Anyone with the new biochip will be affected. Hugh never said anything about this.
I'm going back for the scientists.
No, Adam! I know the complex better than you. I'll find them. There's a hangar bay through there. Get to its control room and retract the roof. Clear a path for us.
Now before I do that, I want to hack her computer. Or rather, Hugh Darrow's computer. You'd think the guy who invented augmentations would have some crazy configuration.
Access granted.
And this email is actually talking about nano-augmentation. So it's kind of looking forward to the original game, since everything they deal with in this game is mechanical augmentation. Apparently the DNA Megan pulled from Jensen made the whole thing possible. It's kind of an odd circle, because White Helix Labs, where Jensen was born or manufactured, whatever, was actually being run by VerseLife before Jensen's parents, the scientists, burned the place down. It's kind of interesting because down at the bottom it says, "We're finally there, imagine that, a regular looking human being, nothing unnatural in his appearance." And there's a very similar conversation in the original Deus Ex, when the mechanically augmented agents are talking about J.C. Denton.
Jensen, what the hell's going on out there? Broadcast frequencies are going haywire.
Malik, is that you? Where are you?
Coming into visual range of Singapore now. Been in the air since Pritchard first pinged you.
Good timing. I'm heading for a hangar bay to open the roof. I'll need an emergency extraction.
Roger that. I'm on my way.
Looks like those soldiers are going a little bit crazy. They must have implants.
Hey Jensen! Looks like you could use some help! I see the scientist, Jensen. I'm landing nearby. And I think Dr. Reed wants to speak to you. Hang on.
Notice this door is locked and we can't even get out of here right now.
Hello? Adam? We're all fine, but you have to get to Panchea and stop Hugh.
You and I aren't done with this, Megan.
I know how it looks, but you have to stop the broadcast. I think it's causing the new biochips to overstimulate the vagus nerve, creating terrifying hallucinations.
You mean it's driving augmented people insane?
Yes, and it's up to you to stop it. Use the Leo shuttle. It will take you to Panchea. Good luck, Adam.
Good old ex-girlfriend, just leaving us behind again. There's actually one thing I want to look at first. There's a cooling system for our plasma rifle here. But there's also this computer here, and it has a kind of interesting message on it. It's going to be a little bit tricky to get in here. I'm going to use a whole bunch of nukes. I should be able to hack these last two in time, even if we get detected.
Access granted.
Well, that was easy. I'm surprised one of those last level 5s didn't detect us. Now this message and this whole area actually are an Easter egg. You get an achievement for hacking this computer. They don't really relate to the game story at all. They're a reference to the band Megadeth and their song Hangar 18, which also happens to be the number of the hangar that we're in right now. And apparently a lot of this text refers to that particular song and their lead singer.
Automated systems online. Darrow sequence 1, code 1, 1A, preset and ready to engage. Suborbital trajectory plotted. Destination Panchea. Begin countdown, Mr. Darrow.
Begin countdown.
Code 000. Confirm 0. Countdown commencing. Stand by for liftoff. Electrodynamic launch assist sequence commencing. Beginning descent.
I want my own personal spaceship, but not if it lands like that. Must have some pretty nice airbags though, since it didn't kill him.
Jensen! Jensen, can you read me?
Barely. I've reached Panchea, Pritchard. Any word from Sarah for the UN delegates?
Nothing. The installation went into lockdown shortly after Darrow gave his speech. I can't tell if anyone's even alive. And the signal's still broadcasting.
Meaning no one's safe till I get in there and shut it down.
You'll have to disengage the lockdown first. Look for a master control panel at the top of the tower.
Now we haven't really talked about these painkillers. Both these and hypostims actually give you a temporary health boost. And by temporary, I don't mean it goes away over time. It just doesn't regenerate like normal health when you're injured. If you're gonna do a lot of head-on firefights in this game though, they're pretty crucial. And there's actually some pretty good stuff in some of these crates. This is the best one here. It has Pep's energy and a laser rifle. Or a laser rifle battery, anyway. Some of the other ones also have some decent stuff. The main reason I'm up here, though, is normally you go down a vent over here and go into the basement, and there's a whole bunch of electricity down there. And to do that, we want to upgrade our shielding. There's EMP shielding, which makes it so none of the electricity hurts you. But there's actually another way up as well, and I'm going to go in that way since it's a lot shorter. We pretty much bypassed the whole first section of the basement. Now, the door we want is over there. But before we go down that way, I want to hack one of these computers down here. Just in preparation.
Access granted.
This should allow us to turn on this box guard for later on, since we'll have to come back through this way. It'll be nice to have something defending us. And there is actually a guy with a rocket launcher up in the roof over here. We don't really need that, though. I already kind of showed off the rocket launcher earlier. So it looks like Johnson is trying to get up to the tower to disengage the lockdown, which it kind of warns you is going to let all the zombie crazy people out.
Pritchard, Panchea's broadcast center is at the base of the station near the bottom of the ocean. Is that right?
But the lockdown caused all the blast doors to seal. You won't be able to go down until you override them manually.
From up in the tower. I got it.
If you go down in the basement part where it's electrified, you actually find another data cube down there that says that they did it intentionally. They flooded the area and electrified it to keep the zombies under control. It's like a real mess up here.
Okay. Huh? Oh, that was nothing. Please, let it be nothing.
You can hear one guy going crazy in there.
It was just in your head. Stay in control.
I don't think you want to do that, Mr. Jensen. Disengage lockdown, and whatever demons this station contains are likely to come crashing out on us.
Afraid to die, Darrow? Or just unwilling to face what you've done?
Oh, I know what I've done, believe me. I take no pleasure in it.
And yet you still did it.
I did what had to be done. 20 years ago, I gave the world augmentation technology. I thought I was giving it a bright future, but instead I gave it the means to destroy itself. No law, no UN regulation was going to fix that.
People are dying out there. Hundreds of thousands of people driven to the brink of insanity because of you.
I had to convince the world. Before today, people believed we should steal fire from the gods and redesign human nature. But human nature is the only thing we have that gives us a moral compass and the social skills we need to live in peace. Destroy it, and you destroy our very species.
Don't paint yourself a savior in this. What you're doing is insane.
Is it? When this is done, the Illuminati won't be able to control men and women like you as they had planned, from the inside out. No one will be able to use the technology I invented to make others into beings they desire. Something we both know has happened already.
You think you're Frankenstein? Killing his own monster?
Actually, Mr. Jensen, I prefer to think of myself as Daedalus, watching helplessly as his child crashes into the sea.
I'm ending this. Now.
You can't. The signal is being generated from the broadcast center at the base of this facility. Panchea's security system has been programmed to protect it, and will kill you before you even get close.
You designed that system, Darrow. You can tell me how to shut it down.
But I won't. You think what I'm doing is extreme. You simply don't understand. For humanity to survive beyond this century, it must abandon ill-conceived notions about transcendence and embrace change. But for that to happen, the hard lesson must be learned. Blood must be shed.
He's so bitter and hypocritical. He's the one that's been experimenting on people up until this point, having Megan do her research.
What you're doing is horrific. It has to stop. You can't force people to change. They have to do it on their own, or they'll end up resenting you for it. And doing it like this? My God, Darrow, it's insane.
It is not insane, Mr. Jensen. Tragic, yes. Unavoidable? No. You, of all people, should be able to understand this. In your former career, were you not sometimes called upon to kill in the line of duty? To carry that grim responsibility in order to save others? You must realize this is no different. Only the scale has changed. Because the threat we face as a species is so extreme.
Remember, he was also behind all the innocent people being experimented on in the missing link.
You've convinced yourself you're right, but whatever moral high ground you're standing on is nothing but a stack of innocent victims. You're trying to justify genocide. All your talk about ethics and ideals doesn't mean a damn compared to that.
Genocide? I'm trying to save our species, and you keep twisting my words. It was my genius that created the technology. My vision that seduced CRF and Zhao and all the others who now feed off of it. They seek to stand on the shoulders of my research without comprehending the danger that people like you pose to mankind. I am the only one with the perspective, the insight, to know what is needed.
This whole argument going on here is because Darrow is not compatible with augmentations. Apparently he's a case where neuropozyne does not help.
People like me? People like me? You're not interested in saving humanity, Darrow, no matter how loud you shout it. This is about jealousy, pure and simple. Everything you're doing today is in service to your wounded ego. Because you can't stand anyone leaving you behind.
And who better to know ego and jealousy than you, eh, Mr. Jensen? You and I, we're two sides of the same coin. I could have been you if it weren't for this damned blood in my veins. But I was cheated by my own DNA, cursed to become a cripple. And I am not the only one. As long as this technology exists, mankind will continue to divide. Help me make us all equal again.
You cover it up with all that pretense about saving the world, try to justify it. But deep down inside, you're nothing more than an angry child, spiteful, full of hate, envious and bitter. How petty is that?
Petty? I was betrayed by my own genetics, ruined by my own flesh. What right do you have to condemn me, to curse me? All I ever wanted was to build something good, something magnificent. And now, there's so much blood. So much blood. I will give you what you want, Mr. Jensen. Codes to shut down Panchea's security system. But you'll still be in danger. Much of the system is self-determining and lethal. When you see it, maybe then you'll understand. The technology I created will not be the future any one of us desires. Please, help the world understand that.
The interesting part about this is the Hello Father. There's actually another message down further, and it says Hello Mother when the override is first engaged.